Hello, and welcome to Scout Trout YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the matchup between Samford football and Youngstown State University. It should be a great game, kicking off Saturday, August 24th, on the first round of college football games this season. Got a few questions that need answered, honestly. Where's the offensive production going to come from this year for the Samford Bulldogs? They lost their two best players on the offensive side of the ball to the NFL. Kelvin McKnight was drafted by the Denver Broncos. Devlin Hodges is with the Pittsburgh Steelers as the FCS College Football Today Player of the Year. We really believe that he should be a starter in the NFL, honestly, at this point. He's torn up preseason, had over, I think, 600 yards passing. If anybody did that as a draft pick, they'd be a sure lock. Hopefully things go well for him with the Steelers. Back to Samford football. Not much in the running game last year. DeMarcus Ware, I believe is his name at running back, is the returning leading rusher for the Samford Bulldogs, which brings me to Jay Stanton from Scout Trout Elite last year. One of the best running backs, all-purpose backs in the state of Florida. Chose Samford over some other big-time schools. He's going to be – there's no red shirt next to his name. So I believe that they're going to have him highly active in some respect, getting the ball, getting his feet wet in the opening matchup against Youngstown State. Youngstown State is not a bad team this year. They're not a bad team. Every year they're a good team with Jim Tressel there, the man who built Ohio State to where it is as the president and athletic director of Youngstown State. Should be a great matchup, a great game. I'm really thinking Jay Stanton is going to get a lot of playing time this year. I think he's going to be in. We just announced our College Football Today road trip, which is going to take us all the way to Seattle, and we're stopping in between at some pretty big-time schools that we'll be contacting here shortly. We'll have Clay out on the East Coast. Is going to be attending some games. Big year this year. Big year for College Football Today. Big year for Scout Trout alumni. I announced some big-time players last night that are going to be making more of an impact this season. At the D1 level, at the FCS level. I really believe in Shannon Patrick being the next big-time FCS quarterback in the NFL draft. 2021. He's a redshirt junior this year. Had, once again, in 2 games, had like over 600 yards passing, broke the JUCO, had led JUCO passing the year before that at Northland Community College, where I got the opportunity to see him live in action as a defensive coach. So I really know what the kid could do. I know that the Samford Bulldogs matchup against Youngstown State is going to kick FCS football off Saturday. Samford did make our top 25 at number 21. I'm excited to watch them play. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table this year after losing arguably the best quarterback in FCS football history in Devlin Hodges, a.k.a. Duck. Kelvin McKnight, that's a big loss there. They're young. They're talented. They are bringing back a lot of great players, though, that are going to really, project high in the next few years for the NFL. They have a lot of great players, a great organization, great team. I guess the Youngstown State's going to be a tough test, though. So when we look at it, they got a lot of good running backs that came in. They got a running back from Navy Prep that came in too, Antoine Sims. It's really going to come down to who steps up at quarterback. Because right now, without Devlin Hodges there last year, Liam Welch got some snaps, played in 4 games. Stanford almost beat Florida State last year, and that's why I'm doing this preview on them. I think they're a legit contender every year. They finished the season 6-5. They really put Florida State on a downward spiral, in my opinion. It was a game that was really fun to watch. Hodges, that's where I got my first look at him in live action. I think it was on ABC. Early in the season, anything could happen. They lost 36-26, I believe. And, all in all, Devlin Hodges really stepped up and proved what he could do. I couldn't believe he did not get drafted in the NFL. I had him projected in the second round. That's how good of a player he was, and he's proving that with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, I believe Jay Stanton's on a nice track as well with his athletic ability, basketball, football, all-purpose back, catch the ball out of the backfield, can really run the ball well. Played behind a really good offensive line at Crestview with Cade Kutzit-Saradaris, who is committed to Georgia Tech. He's also a player I located through Scout Trout and the process that we go through every day. So looking at it, the top 25 FCS, I'm going to pull it up real quick for us. College football today, FCS top 25. And there we are, first page of Google. The stats, they lost. Hodges threw for 4,283 yards last year and 32 touchdowns, 389 yards a game. That's really going to have to step up this year and replace him. One of the quarterbacks is going to have to do a good job of, coming in and picking up right where Devlin left off. I mean, arguably the best release I've ever seen. I compared him to Drew Brees. DeMarcus Ware is a great back out of the backfield as well. So DeMarcus Ware is back this year for Samford. I'm going to take a look at Youngstown State as well here in a minute. Right now we're pulling up the FCS top 25 because then there's another game as well as Villanova will take on Colgate. And I'm going to do a video on them next and talk about that matchup on Saturday, Villanova versus Colgate. Villanova also is a team that made our FCS top 25 for the 2019 FCS football season at College Football Today. Colgate should have arguably, they made it everybody else's. I think they're in the other top 25s. They're a really, really good team. No knock against Colgate. I want to see them do it again. They didn't finish well last year in playoffs. So that kind of affected their rankings for us. Looking at it, North Dakota State, UC Davis, James Madison at 3. I have UC Davis at 2 because their starting quarterback, Meyer, is back. He's a stud. Kid's legit. They lost Keelan Doss to the NFL, I believe, though. But still great talent there. James Madison University at 3, Maine at 4, Towson at 5. Towson will have Joe Flacco's brother starting this year for them. I believe that's going to be a major impact. I think the Flacco bloodline lives on, and it's going to be a really good player. Towson's always competitive. That conference is stacked. That's why Maine upset some D1 teams last year. Jacksonville State at 6, Montana State at 7, South Dakota State at 8, Weber State at 9, Eastern Washington at 10, Nicholls State, Wofford, Kennesaw State, Illinois State at 14. They beat Colorado State last year. It was a big upset in Fort Collins, Colorado. I predicted it was going to happen, actually, before it happened, which was crazy to me. But, hey, it is what it is. I just didn't see CSU really having much last year. Hopefully they can turn it around and have a decent season so Mike Bobo doesn't get fired. Sam Houston State, they're in my top 25 at 17. Casey Keeler is one heck of a football coach. Indiana State, Sycamores, they're in at 18. The Citadel is in at 19. They're not on anybody else's top 25. They should be. Princeton at 20. Princeton was undefeated last year, won the Ivy League. We dumped Yale out of our top 25. Didn't really see what people are talking about. Princeton is going to be young this year. They lost a lot of seniors, and a lot of them went to the NFL when I looked at the undrafted free agents. Samford at number 21. So Samford's going to take on Youngstown State, and Villanova is going to take on Colgate this Saturday. FCS football at College Football Today. I'm excited for it. I get excited for FCS football. We have a lot of players playing at the FCS level. It's a great level of football. It's very competitive. Obviously, they beat D1 teams every year in the beginning of the season. I'm going to be looking at a lot of those games for ESPN Plus and covering those to see where the upsets could be this year at the FCS over the FBS. We'll see if it can happen, if the miracles can be pulled off. I don't know. We'll see. I want to thank Nike, all his birthday stuff I got. I appreciate it. My birthday is August 26th. It's kind of ironic. I turned 33. Kickoff of college football season, same weekend. Kind of excited, kind of getting the juices flowing here. I'm going to be doing a lot of vlogging, going to be doing a lot of YouTube videos, going to be doing a lot of writing from college football today. Going to be working on the Scout Trout athletes as well, the new recruits we got coming up in class of 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. We even got some 2024 kids coming in my inbox that really are some studs. This is just an overview of Samford football, FCS football, college football today, Scout Trout. We're excited. Michael Benson's going to be kicking for Robert Morris. Bryce Bevan's lining up at the receiver in Pittsburgh. So I see a big season for them too, and they could be cracking our top 25 here shortly at college football today. Let's look at Youngstown State real quick. Youngstown State had a good season last year. They weren't bad. They opened up, like I said, they opened up with Samford, and then they're going to get a week off before they play Howard. Howard's where Cam Newton's little brother's at. They beat some people last year as well. I'm really thinking that, Youngstown State, this could be a scary game for Samford. It's going to be, something to watch. This is the FCS game of the week, actually, on Yahoo Sports, which is, it should be. There's only 2 games. But Villanova, as I said, Villanova had a great year last year. Villanova beat Temple, I believe, and some other teams that really shocked the world. Youngstown State leads the series at 4-0. So they've beaten Samford 4 times in this Week 0 matchup. Going to be very, very interesting. The kickoff is at the Crampton Bowl, which holds 21,000 people in Montgomery, Alabama. This is the 6th year of the FCS kickoff. Youngstown State finished 4-7 last year. That's why I'm predicting Samford to do very well here. And as Yahoo's saying as well, it's going to come down to replacing Devlin Hodges. I mean, there's not much else you can really talk there. They got the best conference preseason place kicker in Mitchell Finneran, who was 13 for 17 on field goals last year and made all 50 extra points. That's going to come in. He's going to need to come through in the clutch in this game. This is either going to be a tight game. I'm telling you, the Missouri Valley Conference in the FCS is extremely stout every year. Great football. So, yeah, and then Youngstown State has 2 new kickers on their roster this year. So it should be very, very competitive game. It should, come down to, Bo Pelini. Bo Pelini's coaching at Youngstown State. He is 6 wins shy of 100 wins, which is really impressive for Bo Pelini's career. He's been around the block and back, and, I wish him the best this year. But Yahoo is predicting that Youngstown State beats Samford 27-24. I'm predicting the opposite, that it goes 30-27. Samford Bulldogs football. They turn it around. They're going to be good this year. I'm very excited. It's going to be a hot one. A lot of action, coming out of the backfield. They got some of the best running backs in the FCS on both sides. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens here. Like I said, Villanova plays Colgate, and that's going to be a great matchup too. It's going to really start off the FCS season. 22, we have Furman. 23, Alcorn State, Elon, and Villanova at 25. As I said, Villanova had a great season last year. I'm not going to say that they're going to be a bad team. They beat some teams last year that let's look, they shouldn't have beat really, and they beat them. They beat Temple, I believe, last year. So let's look. Yeah, they beat Temple in the beginning of the season 19-17, which really spiked them and put them on the map. They beat Lehigh 31-9. They lost to Towson 35-35. Beat up on Bucknell 49-7. Stony Brook 29-27. They lost. Stony Brook's a really good team. That conference is stout. Like I said, UMaine, they lost to 13-10. Maine was able to beat Western Michigan or Eastern Michigan, no, Western Michigan last year, I believe. Villanova beat Delaware. Delaware's been getting a lot of votes for the top 25. We will see what happens there. I mean, it's a new season, new day. Any given Saturday, uh, you know, watching the horses outside. Any given Saturday this year at College Football Today. As I said, I'm going to put the links to our top 25 FCS previews here and do some writing on College Football Today. If you want to check us out, it's collegefootballtoday.org. The links are in the bottom of this video. Smash the like button. Go Samford. Go Youngstown State. It's going to be a great game. It's really going to come down to, I think, the kicking game, which Samford has the edge in, because it's going to be competitive. It's going to be close. All opening matchups in the beginning of the season are usually competitive, usually close games, because teams don't really have their identity yet, so they're trying to establish their identity. And I believe Samford's going to be more of a ground and pound team this year with their stable of forces and great running backs that they have. And I think that Samford wins 30-27. You heard it here first. Scout Trout YouTube. Go Samford. Go Jay Stanton. Have a great game. Have fun. If you don't get to play the first game, don't worry about it. You're a freshman. There's no red shirt next to your name, though. So usually guys like you, they red shirt if you're not going to play them. So I expect to start seeing production early and often out of the all-state running back out of Florida, Mr. Jay Stanton. And go Crestview this year. Back to back. Let's get it.